Hey YouTubers, welcome back to Desert Have a Garden. Today I want to work in this garden bed. This was our original garden bed that we started about 9 years ago, and earlier this season I had kohlrabi and radishes growing in here, in addition to our artichokes. The artichokes back here, I don't know that you can see them behind the sunflower, are now just stems. They're completely dormant. This sunflower that's getting ready to put on a sunflower head is actually kind of a volunteer. We were growing some microgreens, and from the sunflowers that we had trimmed all the microgreens off, we threw the media in here, and here came a volunteer. So that's kind of a happy little circumstance there. So what I'm going to do is transplant some jicama, and jicama I got started inside the house, and I have 7 different pots that I'll be transplanting, but as you can see in this one here, there are 2 separate plants. So these were really slow to get germinated, and so a lot of them I put in a second seed because I didn't know if they were going to germinate or not. And actually they took, some of them took more than 10 days to germinate. They were really slow. And I will show you the seed pack here. So I ordered these from Baker Creek Heirloom. It's at rareseeds.com, and that's where I get most of my seeds. Now these vines can get in excess of 20 feet long, but you can pinch them off. The vines are not, can get in excess of 20 feet long, but you can pinch them off. The vines are not necessary for the growth of the tubers, and the tubers are what we harvest to eat from the jicama. So this bed is pretty much empty, so I'm going to get started transplanting these into the bed. I have the existing plants transplanted into the garden. I realized that I have a bunch more space over here, and Jicama, while they can get rather robust in size, they don't need that much space. I mean, they're spaced at least 6 inches apart, and so that's plenty of room. So I'm going to plant more seeds to see if they will germinate out here in the heat. It is still in the low hundreds right now. At nights we're cooling down into the high 80s. So let's see if I can get some more to germinate out here. And I will do that while I kind of explain what I was doing with them in the house. Actually, first I'll show you what the seeds look like. Excuse my dirty hands, obviously working in the garden. But what happened is I wanted to get these started while it was still hot out and get a head start on them. So I went ahead and started them indoors, but we started getting fungus gnats in the house, and I really wasn't excited about that. We did everything we could to get rid of the fungus gnats, and it just wasn't effective. We used sticky traps. Here's a rock. I always pull out any rocks I find. So we used sticky traps, which captured a lot of the fungus gnats, and then I sprayed with hydrogen peroxide mixture, and I also gave extended periods of time between watering, trying to make sure that the roots were drying out so the gnats weren't more attracted. I even used neem oil on the foliage, and it wasn't effective. And we were having gnats all in the house, and it was very bothersome. So I decided that it was time to come outside, even though it might still be a little bit on the warm side for these guys out here. I'm really hoping that it's not, and that they survive and everything's okay. But that's why they're coming outside today. Maybe a little prematurely, but hopefully not. And so here's the last seed. So I'm just pushing them in a little bit less than an inch. And there we have our jicama plants and now some seeds. And here I can show you, there's the artichoke plants. So they're pretty much dormant right now. In the end of the summer, they just start dying off after they've given their artichokes. And then they'll come back again in the spring. And then here's our sunflower. It's nice and pretty. There it is. So it's getting ready to open. It's a small one. It's really small, but at the same time, what a nice little volunteer. So here we go. Here is our jicama. Another thing to tell you about the jicama is that the seeds and the pods are poisonous, so you don't eat those. And then also the plant protects itself from pests mostly because it produces a natural insecticide. So the plants are doing absolutely fine, but those fungus gnats were bothering the heck out of us because they get into the dirt and the roots. So now they're outside. Hopefully we won't have any more gnats in the house, and hopefully we will soon have some nice jicama to be munching on. So if you liked this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future.